Here at the center of Smith County, Tyler has enjoyed more than a century of affluence. Cotton, lumber, oil, and finally the cash crop that really made Tyler famous, roses. And no better way to stop and sniff it all in than right here at the Tyler Rose Garden.
I beg your pardon. Actually, I did promise you a rose garden. And here it is. I mean, we are in Tyler. But this city garden was started in the 1950s when the Tyler rose industry was so big, they literally supplied over half of the roses sold in America. So this garden was sort of planted as a living, breathing catalog for at-home gardeners to come and pick out their favorite variety. Because I mean, you have rose-colored and rose-scented and rosy-posy. Know nothing about roses. I really don't.
But you don't have to be a trained horticulturalist to know a pretty rose when you see it. And even an uncultured man like myself can appreciate the beauty, the aroma, the enchanting magnificence and mesmerizing scents coming. Okay, I'm getting a little carried away. But this is a great place to slow down and, as they say, smell the roses. But there's another attraction here. A museum dedicated to the queen of all roses and the festival that begins her reign. This is Museum Director Liz Ballard.
This is incredible.
Yes, it is. This actually houses all of the history of the Texas Rose Festival that dates back into the early 1930s.
But this definitely ain't a normal festival. Think of it as Tyler's debutante ball, mixed with Mardi Gras, mixed with the costume design of a little girl's princess fantasy. And it happens every October, when the court is named and the queen is crowned, wearing the most extravagant dresses.
This one right here, she was the queen in 2001. Her theme was Legacies of the Lone Star State. So as you can see, her collar up on the gown has blue bonnets and...
The trains alone are mind-blowing.
They're beautiful.
How long are they?
They're about 15 feet long, and it takes about 6 months for about 8 people to work on them full-time.
The queen and the ladies in waiting are local Tyler girls who are 19 years old. The duchesses of the court can come from any town in the country, but every dress comes from the mind of one designer.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And here we go, a throwback dress. That's 35?
1935. She actually had 2 great-grandchildren that were in the court this year, so we've got several families that are on the 4th generation of participation.
Wow. So there's a big legacy component to this.
Yes, there is. There is.
So how does one become queen? Well, it isn't a pageant in the traditional sense, but has to do with the young lady's family, volunteerism, and of course, her long-standing connection to Tyler.
Now, don't take this the wrong way, but y'all know y'all are crazy, right?
We're a little over the top. We do know that.
Well, I mean, that's not a bad thing. Texans have always been a little
Right,
crazy.
right.
I mean, I do really appreciate the fact that it's this long-standing tradition and legacy and culture and history.
Yes.
I think a lot of these things are getting lost. But my gosh, it is just, it's over the top.
It is over the top, and each year it has progressed to be even a little more over the top.
But isn't that kinda what makes it special? I mean, after all, what would the world be like without crazy people? And so for that, I salute you, crazy rose people of Tyler. Well done.